Angie Dickinson, one of Hollywood's most captivating and enduring actresses, is no stranger to the glamour and turbulence of Tinseltown. Born Angeline Brown on September 30th, 1931, in Colfax, North Dakota, Dickinson's story is one of determination, charm, and an unwavering ability to leave a mark on every project she touched. The second of three daughters born to Frederica and Leo Henry Brown, she grew up in a household defined by modesty, hard work, and traditional values. Her father, a newspaper publisher and editor, instilled a deep respect for professionalism and dedication, while her mother nurtured her daughter's creativity and independence. In pursuit of new opportunities, the Brown family relocated to Burbank, California, a move that would unknowingly place young Angie at the epicenter of the American entertainment industry during its golden age. Though Dickinson's early life appeared conventional, those around her noticed an innate charisma and confidence that hinted at a future far beyond the small-town norms of North Dakota. She excelled academically, displayed remarkable poise, and developed a natural magnetism that would eventually capture the attention of Hollywood insiders. Yet acting was not initially on her radar. Dickinson attended Immaculate Heart College in Los Angeles, where she earned a degree in business. She worked as a secretary, leading what seemed like a normal, stable life. But fate, as it often does in Hollywood legends, intervened in the most unexpected way. Angie Dickinson's entry into the spotlight came courtesy of a beauty contest, the Miss America preliminary for Burbank. Winning this competition was more than just a crown or a sash. It was an introduction to a world that recognized her rare combination of glamour, wit, and poise. This early victory opened doors in the entertainment industry, connecting her with producers, casting agents, and directors who saw the spark of stardom in her. During the 1950s, she began landing small roles on television anthology dramas and westerns such as Death Valley Days and The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp. Though these roles were modest, they allowed Dickinson to cultivate a screen presence that combined strength, elegance, and intelligence, qualities that would become her signature. Her true breakthrough arrived in 1959 with Howard Hawks' Western classic, Rio Bravo, starring alongside John Wayne and Dean Martin. Dickinson played Feathers, a witty and strong-willed saloon girl who could match the energy and presence of two of Hollywood's most commanding male stars. Feathers was more than just a love interest or a decorative character. She was independent, assertive, and multidimensional, a rarity for female roles in westerns at the time. Audiences and critics alike were captivated by Dickinson's ability to command attention while maintaining authenticity, humor, and charm. Rio Bravo not only catapulted her into stardom, but also solidified her reputation as an actress capable of balancing strength and femininity, action and emotion on screen. The 1960s and 1970s marked the era where Angie Dickinson became a household name, building a remarkable body of work that showcased her versatility. She appeared in crime thrillers like Point Blank, 1967, and The Killers, 1964, romantic dramas and comedies, sharing the screen with iconic actors such as Frank Sinatra, Burt Lancaster, and Lee Marvin. Dickinson's natural elegance, paired with an unmistakable aura of confidence, made her one of the most sought-after leading ladies of the era. Off-screen, she formed close bonds with Hollywood's elite, most notably members of the Rat Pack, immersing herself in a glamorous social scene that few could navigate with the same grace and charm. Despite her immense success, Dickinson never shied away from challenging roles. In 1974, she embraced what would become one of the most defining moments of her career, portraying Sergeant Suzanne Pepper Anderson in NBC's Policewoman. As one of the first female police detectives depicted in a primetime drama, Dickinson broke barriers for women in television. The series ran for 4 successful seasons and earned her a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Television Drama in 1975. Beyond accolades, her portrayal became emblematic of empowerment, inspiring many women to pursue careers in law enforcement and redefining how female characters could be portrayed on television. Yet fame, of course, comes with its complexities. Dickinson's personal life attracted intense public scrutiny, fueled by her glamorous image and relationships with high-profile figures. She married Gene Dickinson in 1952, a former college football player and businessman who offered stability during the early, uncertain years of her career. While their marriage lasted 8 years, the pressures of Hollywood and Dickinson's rising stardom created tension. The early union represented a chapter of ambition, growth, and self-discovery, and although it ended, it set the stage for Dickinson's later relationships, which were often intertwined with her professional life. Among Dickinson's many anecdotes from her decades in Hollywood, she is perhaps most famously known for candidly naming the 7 most damned actors she encountered during her career. These were not necessarily the worst performers, but individuals whose reputations, behavior, or off-screen choices left an indelible mark, sometimes negative, on those who worked with them. Dickinson's perspective is particularly intriguing because she witnessed Hollywood from multiple vantage points, as a rising actress navigating early setbacks, a leading lady commanding A-list co-stars, and a cultural icon who could speak frankly about the industry's realities. Angie Dickinson's list of 7 most damned actors provides a revealing glimpse into the pressures, egos, and complexities that defined mid-20th century Hollywood. One of the names she recalled was a legendary leading man whose brilliance was matched only by his difficult temperament. On set, he was known for improvising scenes, dismissing directions, and creating tension among the crew. Dickinson described him as someone who could carry a movie on his charm alone, but working with him required patience, resilience, and sometimes a sense of humor just to survive the day. Despite these challenges, Dickinson also acknowledged the undeniable magnetism that made him unforgettable on screen. Another actor she mentioned was notorious for a reputation that extended beyond professional behavior. While immensely talented, he struggled with personal demons that affected his reliability, sometimes showing up late or unprepared for scenes. Dickinson's reflections on him were tinged with empathy. You could see the brilliance, but it came at a cost. Everyone had to navigate around it. Her observations highlight a common theme in Hollywood: the tension between talent and temperament, where extraordinary skill often comes paired with challenging personalities. Among the 7, Dickinson also included a performer whose arrogance and competitiveness could make collaborations fraught with friction. This actor's insistence on controlling scenes, choosing dialogue, or modifying scripts created a strained environment, even when working with the most patient colleagues. Dickinson described working with him as like dancing on a minefield. You never knew when a disagreement would erupt. Yet, she emphasized that these experiences were also educational, teaching her how to assert herself, maintain professionalism, and manage strong personalities while still delivering exceptional performances. 2 more actors on her list were distinguished by their eccentricities and unpredictability. Dickinson recalled instances of sudden mood swings, unexpected demands, or unconventional approaches to acting that could either elevate a scene or derail it entirely. One co-star in particular was described as a genius in moments of brilliance, and a hurricane of chaos the next, Dickinson's. Accounts underline the delicate balance required in Hollywood, the ability to work alongside extraordinary talent while managing the volatility that sometimes accompanied it. Interestingly, her list wasn't solely comprised of actors whose behavior was outwardly disruptive. Some were quietly difficult, exhibiting passive-aggressive tendencies, subtle manipulations, or silent rivalries that could quietly undermine productions. Dickinson's insight here is especially valuable. She was not merely cataloging problem people, but highlighting the nuanced ways in which personal and professional dynamics intersected in the studio system. In her words, sometimes the most challenging actors are the ones who quietly make everyone else doubt themselves. Dickinson also pointed out that her experiences with these actors were influenced by the cultural context of the time. Hollywood in the 1960s and 1970s was a high-stakes environment where competition was fierce, reputations were everything, and gender dynamics often amplified tensions. As a leading lady navigating male-dominated spaces, Dickinson frequently had to assert her authority, negotiate respect, and maintain her professionalism in the face of difficult colleagues. Her candid reflections reveal both the glamour and the grit behind the silver screen, where behind-the-scenes struggles were often as dramatic as the films themselves. Despite the challenges posed by these damned actors, Dickinson maintained an enduring sense of grace and professionalism. She approached every project with preparation, intelligence, and charm, earning the respect of directors, crew members, and co-stars alike. Dickinson's ability to thrive in such an environment speaks to her resilience and adaptability, qualities that allowed her to enjoy a decades-long career filled with iconic roles and memorable collaborations. Her professional acumen extended to navigating public perception. Dickinson's romantic life, social connections, and friendships with Hollywood elite often made headlines, yet she consistently kept the focus on her craft rather than scandal. Whether mingling with the Rat Pack or attending high-profile premieres, Dickinson maintained a careful balance of accessibility and mystery, endearing her to fans while commanding respect among peers. This balance was crucial in an era where reputations could be made or broken overnight, and Dickinson's choices reveal a sophisticated understanding of both her public image and personal boundaries. Later in her career, Dickinson continued to embrace challenging roles, working in projects that tested expectations and pushed boundaries. Films like Dressed to Kill, 1980, demonstrated her willingness to explore complex, daring characters, while guest appearances on television series and miniseries in the 1980s and 1990s showcased her enduring versatility. Even cameo roles in nostalgic projects like Ocean's 11, 2001, served as reminders of her golden era legacy, connecting contemporary audiences with the legends of Hollywood's past. Ultimately, Angie Dickinson's reflections on her 7 most damned actors are not merely gossip or criticism. They are insightful commentaries on the nature of talent, personality, and collaboration in Hollywood. She recognizes brilliance while acknowledging difficulty, and she frames her experiences with empathy, humor, and wisdom. In sharing these stories, Dickinson invites audiences behind the curtain, offering a rare glimpse into the human side of an industry often defined by illusion, spectacle, and larger-than-life personalities. Angie Dickinson's legacy extends far beyond her memorable roles and on-screen beauty. Through candid reflections on colleagues, personal triumphs, and decades of navigating Hollywood's highs and lows, she remains a figure of grace, intelligence, and resilience. Naming the 7 most damned actors was less about judgment and more about illuminating the complexities of an industry built on talent, temperament, and collaboration. Dickinson's experiences remind us that behind every iconic film and unforgettable performance lies a network of relationships, challenges, and choices, and that true stardom requires not just talent, but wisdom, patience, and the courage to navigate a world as dazzling as it is demanding.